Hey, today I'm going to do a review on a 12 volt fridge from Iceco. It's the VLPro 75. I've had this fridge for about, I think about two to 3 months. I've been, testing it, and I've been wanting to do a review on this fridge for a while, but I had some problems with my first fridge that I got, and I'm going to talk to you about the customer experience that I received from Iceco, and I want to talk about honestly. This is my complete honest opinion. They did not send me this unit. I paid for this unit 100% out of my own pocket, so this is a legit review. There's no reason for me to paint this company in a good light or a bad light. So this is my honest, legit review about Iceco, the company, and the product that I received. So let me turn my camera around. Here's the product. So here it is, the Iceco VL75. This is the VLPro. This is their newest line. And so I'm going to do a little walk around. Sorry, the sun is setting right now, so you might get some harsh light. But this is the unit, and we're going to go over some features. So it is a dual zone, so it has two separate zones. So you have a compartment on the left and a compartment on the right. And so we got two separate compartments. So you can set either compartment up as the freezer compartment or the refrigerator compartment. Right now I have the right side, which is this side, as a refrigerator compartment, and the left side as the freezer compartment. So the left side is bigger because it doesn't have this shelf, which the compressor sits underneath here. So the right side is just a little bit smaller because it has to have the compressor sit underneath here. But it's dual zone, so you have two separate lids. And these lids are redesigned from their original VL series, so they go open just like you saw from the front, just like this. Or they go open from the back side, so you could open it from either side. So that's really cool. So you could always access it. It doesn't have to be in a particular way. If you have it stored in your vehicle, you can always access the fridge from either side. And then the other thing is you could just remove the entire lid, which I'm going to do right now. So you can just remove the entire lid to get better access if you just had to take off the lid. So that's an awesome feature that I really like about this particular fridge that I don't see any other company doing. So here is the control panel. And so, sorry about the light again, a little harsh light. So right now I have the left zone cooling down to 34 right now, but I have it set to 0. This is the freezer side. The reason why it's so high is because I moved this to my patio and I had it open and unplugged for a while. So this is the freezer zone, so it's going to be set to 0 degrees, and right now it's trying to cool. The right side, which is the refrigerator zone, I have it set to 39 degrees. Right now it's at 45, so it's going to show you the current temperature, 45. So the right zone, left zone, and so you could set either zone to be freezer or either zone to be refrigerator, or both zones to be freezer or both zones to be refrigerator. So I like that a lot. Or you could just turn off one zone. If you only wanted to use one zone, you could just turn off the other zone. So that's really cool. So like for instance, I could push this down and now the left zone is completely off and only the right side is cooling. And if I hold these two buttons down again, it comes back on. And so each zone can be individually controlled. So right now I'm gonna bring this down to 0. And so now if I bring this down to 0, now both zones are set to 0. So both zones are set to freezer mode. So I don't want that. I want the right side to be a refrigerator. So I like to set it about 39. And then so here is max and eco. So if you wanted to save your battery, if you're running on your car battery or running on a portable battery and you wanted to have more battery life, you set it on eco, so then the compressor won't run as hard. Or you could just have it on max. Usually when you're plugged into shore power, you could have it at max, and your refrigerator will cool as fast as possible. Also has battery monitoring. So this is when you're plugging into your car battery. You don't want to drain your car battery too low. If the voltage drops too low, it'll automatically turn off your refrigerator freezer unit to save your car battery, because you don't want your car battery to die and then you just get stranded. On the bottom here we have DC for DC power. You have AC for your home AC power, and then you have two USB. If you wanted to plug in to charge your devices, you could plug in right there. Another awesome feature, and this is all rubberized, so no dirt and dust could get into those outlets there. On the other side is really cool because you also have a DC plug on the other side. So no matter what way you put this in your vehicle, you have quick access to a DC plug. So that's really a nice feature that you have both on both sides a DC plug. So it comes with, and I'm running it right now on my portable power station, so you can see it's pulling 71 watts, and that is running on max, and it is trying to cool right now. So this is about 72 watts when it is at maximum power, trying to cool the whole unit down, and we have about 3 hours of runtime on this particular battery, 72% charged. So as far as what it comes with some accessories. So it comes with your AC plug, comes with some tools and extra drain plug, and it comes with some of these corner brackets that go right here, goes right there. So in case you ding this up, they give you replacements. So they give you 4 of these, so that's really cool. You have extras in case you ding it up, and they give you an extra handle in case your handle gets messed up or something. That's nice of them. They don't have to do that, but they did, and so an extra handle. And then of course the manual. So that's what it comes with. So overall, I really like this unit. The handle, I would say, is all plastic. This is all plastic, so it feels sturdy. I lift from this handle all the time, never had a problem. But it's not metal, but it definitely is lighter. But I think for the price point of this unit, it was about I think $900 I paid for it. There is a discount. I'm sure if you're watching my video, you probably have run across other people's videos, particularly Hobotech. He probably has lots of reviews on this type of stuff, and he has a code that I believe is still available with Hobotech. I think you get probably $100 off, I think. So I paid about $900 for this unit, which is comparable for a comparable unit from like Dometic. You're saving about, I want to say, about $300-400. I think a Dometic this equivalent size dual zone, I think runs about $1,200 bucks. So you're saving about $400, and so you probably have sacrificing a little bit of craftsmanship as far as, like I said, the plastic handles, and maybe some other internals are maybe a little cheaper. I'm not sure, but I think for the price point, it's a fantastic fridge. So I want to talk something about the customer service. So I'm going to show you some pictures right now of the original unit that I got when I first purchased this back at the end of, I want to say at the end of July. So first of all, I'm going to show you a picture right now, the picture of the unit that when it arrived. You look at this box, it was pretty smashed up, this box. So I was a little concerned about the actual fridge inside if it was damaged, but when I opened it, the fridge looked 100% fine. There's styrofoam around it, so the box was pretty smashed up, but the actual fridge was okay. But when as soon as I plugged it in and I was using it for a few weeks, you see these pictures, I was getting a lot of condensation build up outside of the gasket underneath the lid on both sides of the unit. So what happens was, on the freezer side, the condensation eventually would freeze and form ice, and then when it forms ice, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I was getting a lot of leakage of the temperature because it's not forming a good seal anymore because it's buildup of ice, and so multiple times I tried to dry it up and plug it in. The same thing happened. Condensation would form, and then ice would form, and I called customer service, and so I spoke to customer service. The customer service, it was hard to get a hold of at first, but I did eventually speak to somebody. In fact, eventually I spoke to supposedly their manager or the supervisor or somebody. I believe his name was Lou. So I spoke to him personally. He told me the problem I was having had nothing to do with the lid, because the lid, I'll show you a video that the lid was actually, even with it closed, it was very, movable. Even with it latched, it moved left to right, it moved up and down. And so I was concerned that the lid was not latching tight, and also the gasket was not forming a good seal. He told me that the reason that I was having the condensation issue was not actually because of the lid. It was actually the design of the coils inside the unit was placed too high in the unit, and so the top of the unit closer to the lid was getting colder than the bottom of the unit, and therefore condensation was forming and then ice was forming. So they said it would be a month or two before they could send out a new unit with the redesigned coils lower on the unit. So I got that new unit, which is this one right here, about I would say about 3 weeks ago now, and so now this unit does not have that problem. So I don't know exactly, I can't look inside the coils, but you see this is completely dry. There's no water, and therefore no ice around the edges, as compared to my other one. You were seeing a lot of condensation and a lot of ice buildup all around the outside. So I'm not sure if they have a different gasket, as well as moving those coils further down in the unit. But this unit that I have, this newer unit, seems to not have that issue with condensation buildup outside of the gasket. So that definitely has fixed the problem. As far as the actual lid moving after it's latched, this unit seems to move up and down a little bit, but not as much as the old unit. And definitely it doesn't move left to right as much as my old unit did. So I don't think there's a problem with the actual lid. And I guess that solved the problem. If what the supervisor said is true, then it was just a manufacturing, I guess, defect or error. When they're putting the coils inside the unit, they were placed too high, and that's why I was getting a lot of condensation. And also keep in mind that I was getting condensation when I was inside the house, plugged into AC power. So it wasn't outside in humidity or anything. It was inside the house. So it was definitely a problem with that unit that I originally had. So I was going back and forth with emails with customer service. The emails were very responsive. I would email them. They would email me back within 24 hours. And they gave me a UPS sticker to send back my old unit. They sent the new unit, and the packaging of the new unit was better. The box was not destroyed when I received it. So overall, the customer service has been really good. I did contact them over the phone and ask them a few questions. They said they would get back to me, but that never happened. But as far as them keeping true to their policy of replacing and getting a new unit, they definitely did do that. And so far I'm very happy with the company as far as their customer service goes. And as far as the new unit, I'm very happy with so far. I've been using it for about 2-3 weeks, so we'll see how it holds up. So yeah, that's my complete honest review about Iceco, the company, the customer service, and this particular product, the VLPro 75. One other thing I want to mention is about this gasket. So let me turn my camera on. So I was a little disappointed with this gasket. So this gasket, as you can see, it's a strip of, I'm not sure if this is foam or rubber or rubberized foam or what it is, but all I know is it's a little, it's this little thin strip of gasket material that goes all around the lid, of course. And the way it seals is, this, I don't know if you can see on camera. You can see right here. There's a little bit of condensation, but that's probably just because I'm outside. It's a little humid outside. But you see, there's a little ledge, there's a little lip right here. And so that's the little lip that the gasket is going to form around. And I guess it does its job, but when you compare this to a Dometic lid, or if you compare this to even the original VL series, the VL series has a thick rubberized gasket, kind of the same gasket that you see on a standard home refrigerator. And to me, I just think a thick rubberized gasket just will last longer and does a better job of sealing versus this. Again, I'm not sure if it's foam or rubberized foam, or all I know is it's definitely thinner and smaller gasket than comparing to like a Dometic gasket, and even comparing to their original VL series refrigerator gaskets. So that's the only other thing. Again, I'm not an expert. This gasket probably is going to do just fine, but that's just one thing I wanted to point out. So guys, that's my complete honest review about this product and the company. So hey, give me a thumbs up for my time doing this video, and I appreciate you watching, and I hope it helps you make some decision if you're going to go with the Iceco fridge or a different company. Take care. Peace.